Okay, welcome. So today's session is on patience. There's going to be lots of grueling exercises coming up that are going to make you hold or take things slow, drawing out a bit of patience in you. And actually I think that's really relevant for the season that we're in. Having patience. Never really in history have humans had to wait with no end in sight really, and we've had to wait patiently for life just to turn back to normal. I think it's so much harder for us living in the 21st century where we have everything at the click of our fingers. Everything is instant, whatever we want, Amazon Prime, here the next day, even same day. That's how impatient we've got. We don't even have to wait a day for some of our Amazon stuff. It can come that same day. So that just shows the importance of, and the troubles that we actually face when we are forced to wait. It's not the norm for us, but actually there is so much gold in sometimes taking things slow. Sometimes the things are worth the wait. Now this season that we're in, no one's enjoying it. 2020 has been a year of patience. So as we get on with today, there's a little quote I want you to think about, maybe even memorize. It says, patience is not the ability of waiting, but it's being able to have a good attitude whilst waiting. There's a difference, you see? If you're forced to wait in a traffic jam, you have to wait no matter what. But that doesn't mean you're being patient. If you're waiting in a traffic jam, but you've got a positive attitude about it, that's patience. You see there's a slight difference. So we're going to get going today. From here, all I want you to do is just begin to turn the head. So we're going to start off nice and slow, from side to side. And then I want you to come back to the centre, and I want you to stagger one foot in front of the other. Okay, so this may sound easy enough, but have patience, the hard stuff's coming, or enjoy while it's easy. So this one actually is a little bit harder than you might think. I want you to begin to turn your head from side to side. So when you're moving the heaviest part of your body, it's a little bit tough on your balance. And then coming back to the centre, keep the feet as they are, just bring the arms out in front, and I want you to float one arm open and close. Open and close. Making sure you're following with your head as you open, so you're adding that balance challenge rather than keeping the head forwards. And the hips should stay facing forwards. This time I want you to sweep the arm up and over. A couple more. And then I want you to sweep the arm downwards. Just warming up through the shoulders, adding a bit of mobility work, opening through the chest as we do it, adding a bit of rotation for the spine. Good. Coming back to the centre, relax the arms, swap the feet over, staggering the feet again, and we're going to start with those head turns. Now you might find it really wobbly, I am, and you might find that one side is better than the other. So this one always catches people out, it's always a little bit harder than you might think. If you are nailing it, then you can try closing your eyes, that's the added challenge. I'm not going to embarrass myself and fall over, even though I can sometimes do it on one side. And coming back to the centre, adding in the arms, sometimes it makes it a little bit easier. So again, we're going to open and close, opening, closing. Good. Gently turning the head as you open with the arm. And this time sweeping up and over. And then sweeping underneath. Good, nice and gentle. Let's go one more either side. And coming back to the center, keep the arms up. Just relax the feet, step the feet out. From here, turning the palms to face the floor, we're going to bend at the elbows to bring the arms round, reaching the arms forwards. So this is a real test of patience. Can you keep the arms up when the arms begin to ache? Having kept the arms up, elbows in. And this time we're going to bring elbows in, flip the arms over, reaching up. Bit of coordination, so we're going to reach forwards, back, flip the arms, reach up, back down. Reach forwards, back, flip over, reach up and down. Anyone's arms aching yet? I can definitely feel mine a little bit. Good, working into those shoulders. Last couple. And one more, reaching up and back down. Relaxing the arms. So, making sure the feet are hip width apart, just bring the heels together, making that pizza slice or ballet position. Turn the feet out, coming into that nice position. Lifting through the arch of the feet so we're standing properly, we're not rolling inwards. Relaxing the shoulders, back and down. Stopping through the knees, we're going to sink down into a squat, sending the hips back, slowly rising. Coming down, slowly rising. Let's take it nice and slow, try and challenge your range of movement. Setting the hips back, make sure you're not coming here. Weight in the heels, give the toes a little wiggle as you can, come down to the bottom. Good, let's go a couple more. And this time I want you to sink down and hold. Holding in that squat position, and I want you to lift the heels. Hold and see if you can slowly rise, doing it in slow motion. And release. Same again, coming down. Lift the heels, hold, slowly, slowly rise. Good. And again, coming down, lift, slowly rise. Okay, we're reversing it. We're going to rise on the toes first. Slowly sink down, lower. Pull on the heels. Good. Rising first. Slow motion, sinking down. Good control through the legs, working strength into the quads and the glutes, sinking down. And release. So this time we're going to come up and down, taking it slow, being patient, not rushing it. Whenever you slow exercise down, they always seem harder. So we're going to come down, lift and hold. So we're going to stay on our tiptoes the whole time if we can. If you have to drop down, that's all right. Slowly rise. Slowly come back down into our foot series. Good, and again, slowly rise. And lower. And again, last couple, rising, lowering. One more, rising, lowering, see if you can hold, maybe sink a little bit lower, holding and pulsing. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Give the legs a shake. You can even feel my arms working a little bit. Alright, bring the feet out nice and wide. Turn the feet outwards so that as you come down, the knees track over the toes. So if you're struggling with flexibility, turn the feet slightly forwards. Otherwise, feet turned outwards. Imagine you're stood against a wall. You're going to sink down into a nice plie squat and come back up. Then coming down and back up. Knees tracking outwards. Back lovely and tall, shoulders relaxed. Good. And then on your next one, we're going to come down, we're going to hold. I want you to float the arms out to the side, working into the rib cage, isolating where the ribs are. Hips are going to stay still. You're going to reach over to one side, back, reach to the other side. Back. Hips stay still, you're just translating the rib cage from the pelvis. And then this time we're going to reach, rest the forearm down, stretching over into a lovely side stretch. Holding. Keep breathing. To work harder, if you want a bit more, lift that bottom arm. It's a bit of a shaky one. Keep breathing here. Patiently holding. It's always a bit of a killer when you have to hold. Coming back to the center, opening, reach the arm away, rest the forearm down, reaching over. And then if you want more, lifting that bottom arm, reaching the arms away. If it's too much, just rest the arm back down. Keep breathing here. Coming back to the center. And release. Turning the feet so that both feet are facing in the same direction. Pick the back heel off. Sticking, working with the legs, and do some lovely lunges. So you can bring the hands to the waist if you want to, or relax the arms, whichever feels more comfortable. Making sure you get the lovely technique for a lunge. We want both knees to come down at 90 degrees, not here, and definitely not here. We get a lot of this. So imagine you've got a tray of drinks resting on the top of your head. You're going to sink down, keeping the body upright and up. So you're sinking down into the middle of your stance, slowly rising. Coming down and rise. And on your next one, I want you to come down and hold. Oh, delightful. Bring your hands out in front. Coming to our bow and arrow, you're going to open to that back leg and close. Opening and close. Open, behind, close, one more, open, close, stay here. We're going to lift that front heel, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Remember, shaking is good. Shaking means you're working hard. So, swapping round or swapping legs, so the other leg's in front, keeping the back heel off, and dropping down, keeping that body nice and upright, keeping that tray of drinks on the top of your head. Drop down and rise. Good. And then your next one, drop down, hold. Bring the arms out into that bow and arrow, opening to the back leg, opening, closing. One more. Keep that back knee bent, coming center, lift that front heel, holding. Oh, it's a painful one. Remember, shaking's good, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, give your legs a little shake off. Bring yourself towards the back of your mat so you've got plenty of space in front of you. Soften your knees. We're going to come into a roll down, so allow you to mobilise and articulate the movement through each vertebrae. Soften the knees, chin towards the chest, begin to peel down. Letting the arms just dangle down heavy, head just dangles down heavy. Rolling yourself gently forwards. And then once you've reached the bottom, we're going to roll back up. Nice and slowly, stack each vertebrae one by one. As you slowly straighten, coming back. Nice and upright. Going one more time. Folding chin to chest. Peeling down. As you get to the bottom, walk the hands out in front. Bring yourself into 4-point kneeling onto your hands and knees. So make sure your hands are just out from underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Taking it into our cat and cow stretch. We're going to take a nice breath in. As you exhale, we're going to round the back. Looking back towards the legs. Inhale, we're going to curve the spine, look straight ahead. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, curve through the spine. And this time we're going to find that position in between the two, so our back's lovely and flat, finding that neutral position. And thinking also about keeping our neck in that lovely healthy position. Imagine you're balancing a glass of water on the back of the neck, although you might need to look up to see me. We're going into our swimming exercise, so we're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. The easier option is to just work the legs. Harder option, we're going opposite arm, opposite leg. Taking a nice breath in. Exhale, reaching opposite arm, opposite leg out straight, trying to reach as far as you can. Make yourself as long as you can. Inhale to the center. Alternate sides. Exhale, reach away. Take it slow. Inhale, center. Keeping going, alternating sides. And often when we do slow down in life, that's when we take things in. So often I'm a key culprit of rushing around, living life at 100 miles an hour, running around, often looking down on my phone. Often you miss things. So slowing things down, getting the best out of them. Exhale, breathing out as you reach away. Inhale, center. So often we've got a tendency to rush things, to get things done quickly, because often quickness is seen as productivity, but when we slow things down, sometimes we're able to get more out of things. On your next one, I want you to reach to the diagonal, to the corners of your mat. So you're reaching away, working a little bit more of your core and challenging the glutes, reaching to the diagonals. So really almost over-exaggerate the breath. When you exhale, you're getting more work done from the core to help you. You're activating more of those deeper muscles. On your next one, I want you to hold, reach away, hold. And we're going to take 3 or 4 breaths in and out here. So holding, maintaining that lovely flat back position, breathing in and out. And then resting down on the side, and reaching arm and leg away, holding 3 or 4 breaths in and out, don't rush it. And coming back to the center, just sit back into child's pose. If that's uncomfortable, just come around into sitting. Resting off, you can tuck the fingers underneath if you want, give the wrists a bit of a stretch off. Alright, we're going to add a few slow motion press-ups. Press-ups are tough at the best of time. When you slow them down, even more so. However, to make them easier, I want you to bring your hands to the outside of the mat. Possibly even wider if you're quite tall, because what you're achieving or aiming to achieve, as you come down, you want 90 degrees at the elbows. So from here, if you were to come down 90 at both elbows, working more into the chest and the shoulders, the slightly bigger muscle groups. Take a nice breath in, exhale, come down, face towards the floor, inhale, press. That's easy enough. You can either step the knees back, keeping the body in a nice straight line, or you can even bring the knees off the floor. On your next one, I want you to come down. You're going to take a breath in, out, inhale, press back up. So you're adding an extra breath at the bottom. If that's too complicated, come down, hold 1, 2, slowly press. And again, if you've got a good arm shake going on, it shows you're working hard, you're developing strength. I've definitely got a good arm shake going on. And then make your next one your last one. And release. Sitting back on the heels, this time bring the hands behind, open through the chest and the shoulders, gently press on the lower mid part of your back, opening through the shoulders. Alright, releasing, swing the feet gently round. We're going to bring ourselves down onto our back. So thinking about our setup, just bring the feet together, open the feet into that pizza slice, step the heels out. So you're in that nice parallel position, feet and knees hip width apart. And then with the pelvis, I want you to do a couple of pelvic tilts. So you're going to create a little air gap under your lower back and then flatten the back into the floor. Gently rocking the pelvis, tilting it forwards, tilting it back. Doing a couple of those, loosening off through the lower back, a bit like we did with our cat and cow stretch in our hands and knees position. And then finding that position in between the two, so holding in our neutral spine. Zipping up those deeper core muscles, so imagine you've got a belt on and you're just going to tighten it in 2 or 3 notches. So activating those deeper core muscles. Relaxing the arms alongside you. We're going to start with a pelvic tilt, so we're going to almost flatten our back to the floor, squeeze through your bottom, and we're going to begin to slowly peel the spine up off the floor, coming into our shoulder bridge position. And then slowly laying each vertebrae back down one at a time. So the segmental order of the spine with this one is really important. Squeezing through your bottom to start peeling the spine off, starting with the lower back, then the mid back, then the upper back. So you're resting up on the shoulder blades, you're still squeezing your bottom, and then you lower first through the upper back, then the mid back, then the lower back, all the way down. So you can imagine you're rolling a marble or a Malteser if you're feeling hungry, all the way down, up into your mouth, but then you're gonna be good and you're gonna roll it all the way back down. Nice and slowly. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Take your time coming up, focusing on the quality of the movement. If you can, maybe even count to 5 or 6 to come up and 5 or 6 to come down. I know it doesn't sound very much, but when you do it, it does make you go slower. And this time I want you to lift the heels if it feels okay. If you find you get a bit of cramp through the hamstring, just keep the heels down or just give it a little stretch out. Cramps are often quite common with the shoulder bridge. If you can, on the tippy toes this time, again peeling off, counting to 5 or 6 to take your time coming up. Make sure you're not overarching the back. Good, and then slowly lowering back down, like you're doing a little Mexican wave with your spine. And again, coming up, so it should be really slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the heels again. And again, slowly come up. We're going to stay in the shoulder bridge position this time. And I want you to reach the arms over the head along the floor. So staying up nice and still, I want you to lift the toes and the heels, alternating. Lifting heels, toes, heels, toes. All the while keeping the hips nice and upright. Try not to begin to sink. Stay nice and strong. pulse with the hips, up and down, just an inch or two, coming down almost halfway, up, down halfway, up, down, up. Really small movements. If it feels too much, or again you've got cramp, you can always try lowering the arms back alongside your body. So you should be feeling this in your glutes. You should be feeling this through the legs, the hamstrings and the bottom muscles particularly. Let's go 10 more. Come on, you can do it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come down, try not to collapse. And give the knees a hug in. Gently rock or circle the knees. And then I want you to turn over, rolling over onto one side. Prop yourself up on your forearm, on the elbow. Again, make sure it's just out from underneath your shoulder so you don't get into a really uncomfortable position. Knees are bent, and we're going to come into the option of a side plank. We're going to straighten that top leg. Now you can either keep the hips down on the floor. If you want to work harder, we're going to lift the hips. If you're on the floor and it is feeling a bit bony on the hips, you can always come all the way down. That's an easier option still. So I'm going to work from the side plank, and all we're going to do, we're going to make a little star shape. From here, almost like sideways star jumps. We're going to drop the arm and the leg down and lift, down and lift. So it's the same thing if you're working on the floor. Down and lift, down and lift. Good, a couple more. It's a bit of a tough one. You'll be feeling it through the glutes. Make sure you're pushing the hips forward, you're not sinking back and back and back. Staying in a nice straight line. And then on your next one, I want you to hold, lift, holding. Again, remember patience. Patience is not just being able to wait, it's being able to wait but with having a good attitude. And I'm sure you're like, can we just finish this one now? Holding, a couple more seconds. This is where you build strength. In the waiting is where we build strength. That's where all the good stuff happens, unfortunately. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everyone feeling the burn? All right, great, because we've got the other side to do. And I hate to tell you, but it's always slightly harder on the other side because you've already worked both sides, especially if you're holding up in the plank position or half plank. So again, choosing your option. If you're up on the elbow, coming up with me, extending that leg into those sideways star jumps or slow motion star jumps, down and up. Good, last couple. Everyone feeling the burn? For all I know, you might be sleeping on the floor. Decided to have relaxation early. And on your next one, holding. Breathing. Keep pushing those hips forwards. Keep nice and strong. Remember, this is all the good bit. It's doing good, trust me. Might not feel good, but it's doing good. You've got 10 seconds left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself carefully down onto your back. I'm just going to stretch off those glutes and adductors and the sides of the leg. So cross one leg over. Might feel a little bit painful because you've just been working those exact muscles. And just gently working that knee open. And then with the leg that's on the floor, see if you can grab hold of it, pull it in towards you. If you're forced to do this to get the leg up, then just stay in this position. Don't strain through the neck. other side, crossing the leg over, working that knee open. And then if you want to, grabbing hold of the leg on the floor, putting it in towards you. And then release it. Bring the feet back down to the floor. Relaxing the arms and shoulders. So we're going to finish working through the abdominals, working a little bit at the core. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Gently slide the crown of the head away from you. Imagine you're holding a peach or something underneath the chin. So, although we're going to be working the abdominals, still think about the upper body. Often when we've got a lot of tension, we can kind of manifest it here and we end up working like this and we forget about the shoulders. So gently relax. So the exercise, we're going to float one leg up to tabletop, engaging those deeper core muscles, so tightening that belt, lifting the second leg up. You're going to lower one, lower the other. And then we're going to lift with the other leg first. So we're going to lift right, lift left, lower left, then right, lift left, then right, lower right, then left. Or if you're anything like me and you can't do your rights and lefts, that was impressive that I got that right, just keep swapping. But remember, taking it slow. Make sure the lower back isn't lifting. If you find lower back is arching, you can lift, place it down, lift, place it down. So we're really thinking about when you lift that second leg up, tightening that belt. Place down, lift, lift, lower, lower. Relaxing the arms. And then on your next one, with that same rhythm, we're going to add in the breathing pattern. So I want you to take a nice big breath in. Exhale, you're going to lift one, then the other. Inhale, hold. Exhale, you're going to lower one, then the other. Breath in. Exhale, lift. One, then the other. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower one, then the other. So all the work that you're doing is on an exhale breath to come up, breathing out, and then breathing out, coming down. If it confuses you, you can just take it nice and slow. Okay, one more time. Resting that down. Good. So again, I want you to lift the legs to tabletop, just pressing the arms so they're straight, which then gives you that lovely alignment of the knees over the hips, rather than working here, or particularly here, that's really tough. You're making life very hard for yourself. Again, relax the arms, flex the feet, taking a nice breath in, using the breath. Exhale, reach one leg away, push away with the heel. Inhale. Exhale, reach away. Feeling those abdominals firing up. If it feels too much, you could always place one foot on the floor and just work one side, do 5 or so, then the other side. Okay, we're going to slow it down. On your next one, reach the leg away, hold. You're going to take a breath in, breath out, breath in to come back. So you're taking the leg away, adding that extra breath in, out, back in. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, or extend, hold, 1, 2, draw the leg in. Last couple, then you might be getting an abdominal shake and that's okay. Last one. And then give the knees a hug in. Rock the knees, circle the knees. Good work. Set the feet down. This time bring both hands behind the head. Taking the weight of the head in the arms. Keep the elbows wide. We're going to come into an ab prep, so different from a sit-up or a crunch. A sit-up, as you come up, you'll see all those abdominals dome up often. In the ab prep, you're not coming up too high. You're keeping the tummy nice and level, nice and toned. It stays flat. Drawing the rib cage downwards. So the good news is you don't have to come up that high. Elbows stay wide. Drawing the rib cage up and back down. Coming up and back down. Last couple, coming up and back down. If you want to work harder this time, lifting the legs to tabletop, drawing up and back down. Keep the elbows wide, so I don't want to see any of this, not that I can see you, but I don't want to see any of this. Elbows stay wide. Coming up and down. Coming up and down. Last couple. And on your next one, come up, hold, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Reach one leg away, holding. If it feels too much, put the head down. Swapping over, reach one leg away, holding or shaking. Coming back, give the knees a hug. Circle the knees or rock the knees. Bring yourself onto your side, slowly up to sitting. I'm going to stretch off. Good work. Those ab ones are hard at the end. So sitting up nice and tall, just bending one knee, place it out to the side, sitting up, lengthen through the spine, hinging forwards. Can't reach your foot, that's absolutely fine. Reach for the shin, reach for the floor, reach for your knee, wherever is good. And then coming to the top, bend that knee back up, and you're going to hook the opposite elbow round, twisting yourself into a lovely spine twist. Coming round, holding. So, patience is also quite key with stretches. Often, some of us, after we've worked out, will stretch maybe for what seems like a really long time, but actually it's not very long at all. So it's always quite good to hold a stretch for maybe 30 seconds, which doesn't sound very long, but it actually is. It's longer than you might think. And releasing. Other side, extending the leg, drop the knee, hinging forwards. And then releasing. Standing that knee back up. Hook the elbow over. Twisting yourself round. Pushing against that knee to get that lovely spine twist. And releasing. Coming round into sitting. Sitting legs crossed. Sitting right on the edge of the sitting pose. If that feels uncomfortable, you can just sit legs out straight, that's fine. And we're just going to relax the shoulders and just close our eyes for a moment. So get yourself nice and comfy. And I just want you to take a couple of breaths. So we're going to just focus in on our breathing for a moment. Breathing in and out. And as you do this, as you breathe in, try not to let the shoulders shrug. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in for 3 or 4 counts, out for 5 or 6. So try and let your exhale breath be nice and long. Feel free to close your eyes and just get rid of any distractions. Try not to be moving your shoulders. Try not to let the shoulders shrug. Breathing right from the bottom of our lungs. So today, as we've thought about patience, patience is such an important virtue, one that most of us would probably say we're not very good at. And actually throughout the whole of human history, we've tried to kind of make it extinct. It's one of those character qualities that we've kind of pushed to the bottom of the priority list. We've tried to eradicate it in every possible way to make things faster, quicker, more efficient. But actually there's a real purpose to patience, there's a real purpose in the waiting. And it's in that time of waiting that we really do build up strength, that we build up resilience, we build up endurance and wisdom. And maybe that's the reason why a lot of young people and our generation, people are struggling with resilience, struggling with endurance to keep going, because we've never had to wait. We've never had to wait for much. And in waiting, that allows creativity to build, it allows wisdom also to build. And so often I think without being patient, we kind of rushing around. That's what causes a lot of people to have burnout. Because we're so busy, our minds are so busy. If we're not busy doing things, our minds are. And a famous speaker, motivational speaker, said, like when asked, like, how have you kind of stopped or made sure you haven't got burnout and you haven't got exhausted and had to take time off or a sabbatical? And he said, I've learnt the art of being bored. And that's quite a profound statement. I've learned the art of being bored. Because our children, even me, who I've got a little 4-5-month-old now, actually, they don't have to wait. They don't get a chance to be bored because there's constant entertainment. I know what it's like whenever I have to go wait for an appointment, wait in a line, wait in a queue, wait for the bank, anything. What do? Straight on my phone. I need to be entertained. But in the presence of waiting, there's actually purpose in that. So from here, just bring the feet round, bring yourself onto your hands and knees, tuck the toes under, send the hips up nice and high, and just pedal out the feet, giving the calf muscles a nice stretch through. And then bending the knees, walk the hands in to meet the feet. And like we came down from standing, we're going to come back up the same way, rolling back up, stacking the spine, coming up, standing tall. Give the shoulders a couple of rolls back. Take the hands behind, open through the chest. Clasp the arms in front, round the back, drop the head down. And relax. Take a nice breath in, stretch up nice and tall. Breath out. One more. Breath in, hold, and breath out. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders. And well done. So remember, today we were thinking about patience. Coming back to that quote that I said at the beginning. Go away, look it up, try and memorize it. Patience is not just the ability to wait, but it's the art of maintaining a good attitude whilst waiting. Well done, everybody. Hope you're not too sore after this one. There was a lot of good holds and a few shaky movements, but well done. Good work. See you soon.